This should be interesting, if nothing else. Oh, uni black sister, I'm worried I might have pissed off Owen. Don't think you have, mate. I don't think Owen's piss offable. He probably can piss him off, but I don't think he will be. Evening, Don, Dave, Uni, Ron, and all the people that are here at the moment. Owen's having a couple of problems with his internet connection, but we are going to start, I think. Let's do that one. There you go. Well, I've turned it off myself because it seemed to be going on forever. Anyway, good evening. Welcome to Raconteurs News. This Monday evening, it's the 6th of July 2020, and we're having a couple of problems with Owen. He's changed his internet provider. I think he's on a dongle or something like that. So we've had a couple of goes before. I think we'll probably be able to get him up if we can switch off his camera or something like that. I don't know. But we'll work through it. But anyway, good evening. How are you? Have you had a good weekend? I hope you have. I hope it's been better than mine. I can't remember mine really. I'm just looking at this shit on side of here. Yeah. So we are just waiting for, we're waiting on Owen. But while he's not here, I've got this. You know, I thought about this, and I thought, oh my God, how fucking insensitive is that? But I've been noticing some of these things that are coming up now. You know, now we're waiting for this second wave, which is going to kill us all. You know, everyone's going to die and everything. Second wave of corona beer. It's going to kill us all. So this. Let me just see if I can upload this overlay. But this, I found this incredible. This. This insurance company, life insurance company, that's been advertising all over TV, and I'll show you a picture in a minute. There we go. There you go. It's an attitude thing. This is for a company called Dead Happy. All right, so they're one of these people that will take your money and then give you a funeral, apparently, or give you a set amount of money for a funeral before, after you. But if you miss payment, I think it's gone down as well now. It's now not over 50s. I think it's now over 30s. So, those are the people obviously at risk. Here's another one. Let me just get you this other one that actually says it a little bit better. There we go. Here we go. Open that one up, and we'll just upload this. And I found this a little bit offensive. We'll talk about all the other stuff that's been going on. But look at this. What do you want to happen when you die? What do you want to happen when you die? Make a death wish, get it insured. There we go. So that's called Dead Happy. So if you want to get yourself some life insurance from Dead Happy, then please do so. I'm sure they'll pay up all the times, or any time that they want. Anyway, listen. We've got a guest, but it's not quite Owen, because I think Owen's having some problems. Hopefully, Owen's going to be able to get that sorted out. But I'd like to welcome onto Raconteurs News, back onto Raconteurs News, this guy. If it works quickly. Does it work quickly?
Hello.
It's not worked quickly, has it? There we go. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm good, mate. You?
You're on.
I am. I need a haircut.
We can hear you. You ain't got no hair.
I have. I need a haircut.
How are you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right. I've, I don't know, the past month I've just sort of purposely watched, listened, and talked about absolutely nothing. Just nothing.
Yeah.
Like just absolutely nothing. So if you start to talk about stuff and I just kind of go blank, that's why.
Listen, mate, it's not a problem. I just wanted. I've had people getting in touch with me. I'm trying to add Owen, by the way, which is what you probably can see a circle thing going down at the bottom. I just wanted to. People have been asking me how you are and everything, and with tonight, which I've not mentioned yet, but tonight it's 2 years since my leg were amputated. Today, 6th of July, and 2 years since my leg were amputated. So I just thought that, just to touch base, just to get, just to see how you are, and let everybody else see you as well, because I know there's people that have been I wouldn't say worried about you, because they know that you can look after yourself, but just wondering sort of what's going on.
I've had lots, and I mean lots of emails, people not bothering me at all, just saying, we're thinking of you, blah, blah, blah. Not asking anything of me, just bringing me good wishes, really, which is outstanding, isn't it, really? Just brilliant. Thank you.
It is. And you deserve it all, mate. You deserve it all. So, I'll tell you what you can do. You can tell us about what happened with Dr. Adil. Gives a story, because I saw a couple of bits of the interview, but to be honest with you, it were all numbers and things that I couldn't really understand. So, give us the skinny on that one.
I mean, Dr. Adil was, I thought, incredibly brave, but ignorantly brave. I don't think he realised that the General Medical Council could come along and take away his license, even though he wasn't saying anything about or doing anything with the patient. And of course, that's not what happened. I don't know if I was the first one to interview him. I think I was. I don't know. And it doesn't really matter.
You were. It's your fault.
Yeah, it's my fault, yeah.
I did send
you
the
mail of Evelyn, isn't
it? I did send you that link and say, look, this is your fault. This is
my fault, yeah. And I know he'd been on with me. He'd been in the chat room on, I think it was on here, wasn't it? Yeah, he was on the chat room here. Anyway, when I interviewed Dr. Adil, I thought he was incredibly open and dead right. He's right about what he says. But, of course, I don't think he, for a moment, realised what absolute rain of shit was about to fall on him. And, of course, it did. Yeah. Just before that, he sort of sent me a message and said, would I mind taking down his interviews? And this was in the run-up to his emergency online Skype meeting with the General Medical Council. I think they told him on the Friday, and he found out on the No, I think they told him on the Friday and the interview was on the Monday. I mean, they literally gave him no time. And then, I don't know if it was 12, 18 months, they took away his medical license. Owen, dude. Hello.
Oh, we can't hear you, mate. You're frozen. What's that song?
Don't get him singing. Fucking.
Can you hear us, Owen? I'll take that as a no then.
Yes, I can. I can hear you.
Oh, he can. Right. Okay. Morning.
Awesome. We just can't see you. It's gone again.
Gone again.
Oh, anyway, you were talking about
Adil, Dr. Adil. And that happened, and you know, I'd done the 2 interviews with him. We'd got another one planned, and then he just came on and he said, and it literally was 35, 40 minutes before, I got a message saying, you know, due to this general medical, I think at that point he still thought he could pull himself out of the shit by getting people to take down the interviews that he'd done and not to do any more with me. I know he cancelled one with Mark Devlin as well within a day or two of the one that I was going to do with him. And he had his meeting with the General Medical Council. They gave him his ban. He then he's then been trying to appeal to everybody and anybody who's got any kind of muscle or might even be able to have any kind of influence over anything in it. And of course, because you're trying to get remedy from the people that are causing you the rubbish, well, you're not going to get remedy, are you? And I really, really do think that initially Dr. Adil was a little bit naive as to what might happen. And that's not his fault. Absolutely not his fault. And the only reason that we are a bit more savvy than that is because, you know, when we've dealt with people from the medical profession who have been to hell and back. So we kind of knew what was going to happen. Anyway, then since then, Dr. Adil messaged me quite a few times wanting to do more interviews. And I haven't asked him, but I'm sure we could actually back up the interviews that we did with him. But that kind of all sort of coincided a week into my sabbatical, let's call it. So I'd got Dr. Adil and I thought, I'm just not in a place where I can deal with this. Because about a month ago, I just kind of went, I don't want to know. And it didn't matter what it was. Even family and friends ringing me for about 3 days. I'm just don't want to speak to anybody. I just don't want anything. And I certainly don't want any mainstream news. And I absolutely don't want any alternative or blah, 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 blah. And, you know, Dr. Adil still sends me interesting stuff. I know he's out there doing interviews with others. I don't know if Mark Devlin's had him back on yet. If he hasn't, I'll be surprised. And Dr. Adil did ask me if I would do some. He's asked me 3 or 4 times. But I'm just mentally not there. It's just not where I am. I think I just needed to just bomb out for a bit. Because you do. It just sends you nuts.
We do, yeah. We all have to do that from time to time, don't we? It does send you nuts. It has affected me quite a lot. I mean, I fell out with my fucking entire family over some fucking racist shit that my mother posted. So it's just, it does get quite draining. And I do know what you feel like. I do know what you mean. And you know, when we've been talking, when we've been talking in between, you know, before we finished together and up till now, I've always noticed that in your voice. It's always like you said to me earlier on, you feel deflated.
Yeah. And somebody said to me, I think it was Jess, my daughter, you know, is it like is it because you think it's an uphill struggle? And, well, it's always going to be an uphill struggle. That's what life is. But I think it's more than that. I think it's... I think it's because what the fuck do you believe? What can you plan? How can you plan? And what I mean by that is I'd kind of got it in my head that I would drift towards March or April when I can get to my little bit of pension, and then sort of make a decision about what I was going to do. But of course, all that, 16, 17 weeks ago, whenever it was, went tits up. And then the past couple of days, I went to some friends at the weekend, and my daughter Jess was there, and we're all sort of sat outside having a chin wag and a few beers. And now, when all this first started, of course, there were hundreds of bloody videos kicking around, and I'd got a list of people I was sending stuff to, like on WhatsApp. And then I thought, the people that who don't think like us, the normal people, the normies.
Yeah.
A few of the sort of gentler videos that are not straight in, I'll do a distribution list on WhatsApp and I'll sort of send them out. And I did that. And, you get a few people, please don't send me that crap ever again. You get some people say, oh, yeah, seen that. Don't believe it. Age is still a nutter, but we love you. And then I got about 3 or 4 people, but one in particular, Kerry, if you're listening, hello. Fuck me. When I first started, you said to me, I did in 6 months what it took you 6 years to do. Well, I think Kerry did that in 6 hours. And I went from getting texts saying, oh, well, Richard, my husband, is, he's high risk because he's had some lung thing or whatever, to literally about a week later, Ade, you're right, this is a load of bollocks, da-da-da-da-da. When I spoke to her at the weekend, she's gone ballistic. Nasara Jasara, Q, Global Reset, and I mean everything. And what I've sort of noticed is the stuff that I'm getting sent is one extreme to the other. I've got my sister threatening to have me sectioned because she thinks I'm mentally ill. And I'm not joking. I'm seriously not joking. To friends who I've known for quite a while, who have never even thought or even looked at this stuff before, who all of a sudden have gone fucking bang. And I probably know at least another 6 or 7 who have since got in touch and said, oh, hey, do you know all that stuff you've always been on about? And I've always, told you to go away and forget it. And I get it. And probably not to the degree that we do, but a lot. So if we go back 6 months, I probably had 1, maybe 2 people that I knew personally who had started to think similarly to how we all do, directly because of how I'd been either talking to them or sending them stuff. Here we are now 6 months later, and that's probably 10 or 12 people. So there is absolutely more people looking at what's going on and going, hang on a minute, this is just fucking shit. And I don't just mean the corona stuff. I think a lot of people have looked at this corona stuff, and like Kerry initially, the BBC, and believed everything they've heard and read and said. And all of a sudden have just gone, fuck off, that's bollocks. But then, that's just been the start of it, and they have just gone. And have ended up where, literally a handful of weeks ago, they were the people that they would now describe as normies. And I think that is really good, because whatever you think about this Nasara Jasara thing, or Q, or the global reset thing, or the fact that it's spiritual, or it's UFOs, or whatever, don't really matter. What matters is the elites, more and more and more people are realizing that they're just a bunch of fucking crooks. And it doesn't matter whether you call them Illuminati, New World Order, 13 Families, fucking Royal, Windsor, Saxe-Coburg, Gotha, the European bloody non-royal families who have, plonked their fat asses on fucking thrones for years. It doesn't matter what you call them, but there's more and more and more people who are looking at it and going, "No, there's something wrong." I think the one thing that I am always cautious of is a lot of this Nasara Jasara stuff still relies on some form of government. It still relies on I'm going to call it a currency. And whenever you get money or currency, there will always be corruption. And, when you think that a couple of 100 years ago, they had the American Civil War, or was it something like 5% income tax or 3% income tax? I don't want a lot.
Stamp duty.
Yeah, it was next to nothing, wasn't it?
Mm.
And now, the average American pays 74-point-something% in tax. By the time you take in the income tax and, the tax on goods and fuel and blah, 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 all 70-odd%. Well, we're all 70-odd% fucking slaves, aren't we? So anything that's needing the government, I'm always really skeptical of. And when I was talking to Kerry at the weekend, she was really love Trump, love Trump, love Trump. All these globalists are dead. They've arrested these. What is it? Tom Hanks is dead. It was the guy, somebody Capra, put out that thing saying, Tom Hanks had been arrested and killed, and then all these globalists and Prince Charles is a clone, and I mean there is just so much stuff at the moment. And I drew her a pyramid, and what I said to Kerry at the weekend was this: when people vote for somebody like Trump, it's the people below him that are voting for him, but it's the people above him, the banksters, the globalists, the 1%, the Illuminati, the New World Order, the whatever you want to call them, that tell him what to do. And that all they're really voting for is the next chief executive. Because that really is, what it is. And that's whether you believe that, an election's corrupt, whether you believe the elections are fixed, whether you believe Russia's involved, blah, blah. Who knows, who cares? But when I said to her, look, you've got to remember that people that are voting for Trump are not the ones that he's working for. He's working for the people above. And I used, like the FBI, the CIA, and I said, don't matter what political party's in, they still exist. That agenda still keeps moving forward. So all the other stuff is just to keep you deflected. And then she said, oh, no, there's going to be a government reset, and the currency is going to be reset, and and she came up with all this stuff, and I just went, ooh, well, it'd be good if it happened like that, but I don't know. And she kept asking me what I thought, and I said, Kerry, you know more about this than I do. I've hardly even looked at it.
Mm.
But I think what we've actually got now is that if Kerry's anything to go by, the people who are at the moment kind of grasping hold of this stuff and not getting to it like we did and then exploring the free man stuff and then kind of, moving on to the next thing and the next. They've just bypassed all that shit and gone, straight to the end, trying to get checkmate straight away.
Yeah.
So who knows what's going to happen? I ain't got a bloody clue. But it just seems that there's a lot of people realizing that this is not straight. And you've almost got exact opposites. You've either got the people wearing the mask, rebreathing their own carbon dioxide and destroying their own immune systems, and panicking because they stood within half a yard of somebody. You know, the ones who give you a dirty look when you walk towards them.
yeah.
It's fucking hilarious. Right, and you know, they've got the mask on. I feel ill. Yeah, you will do. You're breathing carbon dioxide. It's not healthy. And then there don't seem to be anything in the middle. It's either we'll wear a mask, keep 2 yards apart, and scold everybody who doesn't, or they're all fucking nuts like us. There just don't seem to be any in the middle at the minute.
No.
Unless all the people who are just kind of in the middle are just not saying anything, doing anything, and I'm not hearing or seeing. But
I think a lot. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. What do you like the t-shirt, by the way?
I'm going to put my finger. Jim will fix it. I'm going to put my finger on it. You know, the button that cuts me off.
Don't do that. What I was thinking is, you know, when you're talking about these people in the middle, right? Many of them will be the ones that have to believe in it in order for them to continue in their profession.
Yes.
So there'll be a lot in that a lot of people in that group that will think it's a load of bollocks because they work at hospitals and they're empty and all this sort of stuff, and you know, people that know that this is utter nonsense. So maybe that's the middle bit.
Yeah. And you know, whether a lot of people are just keeping quiet and I think the next 2 or 3 weeks are going to be a big tell, because people are supposed to have now gone back to work. Sorry. But you know, when you see people queuing up outside of fucking barbers, and you know, I went to my local one at the weekend, and when I walked in the door, he's like, "Oh, you can't come in, we're not open." I went, "I want a fucking stunning door." "Yeah, but you can't come in. We haven't finished putting the 2-meter tape on the floor yet." I looked at it and I went, "Fuck off." And both of them, because they both know me, and they both looked at me and they just went, "Hey, we've got to do it, because if we don't, we're not allowed to open." And I just thought,
that's
allowed.
the problem, isn't it?
Not allowed. And I just thought, what the fuck has it got to do with anybody else?
Yeah. What you do in your own business.
Because if I ran a business, there'd be a big sign on the wall saying, "Government guidelines don't apply here. Everybody welcome."
Yeah.
But and people are scared of that, because they obviously still see the authorities as authoritative. And it's weird, because even I've spoken to, you know, like when you go to the barbers and they're saying, "Oh, what do you think of this? And what do you think?" Well, I'm not going to talk about football. If they're going to ask me what I think about something, it's going to end up being a conversation, the sort of stuff that we talk about, but gentle.
Yeah.
Trying to kind of open them up a little bit, you know, asking questions of them and stuff like that.
Yeah, probing them. See how far you can go. Yeah.
And when I went in there just to see, he said, no, you can't come in, and you've got to have an appointment, and we can only. In fact, I've got a card here that he gave me. One of them. Here we go. That's the card you get. You're gonna have to ring up and make an appointment. I went, what? My fucking haircut? I'm not here for a fucking perm and a colour. You know, I'm here 4 hours and my nails done while I'm waiting.
Your highlights.
Yeah. And he says, no, you can't come now unless you've got an appointment. Oh, but he then looked at me and he went, "But I know you just think this is a load of crap, don't you?" And I went, "Well, don't you?" And he went, "It's too much, innit?" And I think that a lot of it is where, because so many people are now starting to think and look at things and go, "Hang on a minute." And it doesn't really matter whether they believe in money or don't believe in money, or believe in government or don't believe in government, or don't, as long as something in their brain sparks them to go, hang on a minute, something's wrong here, because eventually they'll get there. It's that first, hang on a minute, there's something going on here, that you need. Now, even the hairdressers who only ever wanted to talk about Louis Theroux, that was a common thing they always wanted to talk about, or football, which a fucking clue. Apparently, there's 11 men on the team, but I don't know. And now,
Louis Theroux.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know, the investigative journalist who's got.
Yeah, I know him. Louis the Jew.
Yeah, Louis the Jew. That's right. Yeah. And I think it's even those people are reluctantly going along with what the system is telling them to do. But deep down, they don't want to do it because even they see that it's a load of bollocks.
Yeah.
But it's that fear of making an adult decision and sticking by it. Because as I've said loads of times, to think how we do and to, I was going to say not rely on government, but not even believe in the fact that it's, well, it's just fiction, isn't it? It's just fiction.
Yeah, it's got any authority over you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the only people with authority over you are your parents, your mum and dad. They're the ones that have got authority over you. And then when you get older and you have kids, you have authority over them, and it goes on and on and on. That's the only people that you should ever have, who should ever have authority over you.
That's right. And when I the biggest that fucking annoys me is the word allowed. Am I allowed to? And it doesn't matter what it is you're asking if you're allowed to. What the fuck are you asking permission for? You know, just do it. If it doesn't hurt anybody else, just get on with it. And it doesn't matter what it is. If it doesn't hurt anybody else, why would you possibly? For me, it just doesn't. But the amount of people, we're allowed to do this. We're not allowed to bang our pots and pans on a Thursday night now at 8 o'clock. What? Well, you're a fucking idiot if you did, but it's that allowed thing. And as soon as people stop asking if they're allowed, that for me is the point where they stop being a child. Stop being a child. Stop asking, am I allowed to?
Yeah, are you allowed to? Is this allowed?
Yeah, because thinking how we do is a very adult thing to do. Very responsible. So I ain't got a bloody clue what's going to happen, what is happening, who's happening, whether this Nasara Jasara thing is, whether it isn't, whether we're going to have a global reset, whether we're not. I mean, I hope we are. Because
I mean, you said earlier on you've not been watching any news or all like that. But what did you hear about Jeffrey Epstein's girlfriend being arrested?
Oh, Ghislaine Maxwell, yeah.
I mean, what do you think to that?
I'm bloody surprised, actually. Really surprised. And I out of all of it, the thing that sickens me the most should be probably the money or the system or the courts or what, but it's not, you know. It's some abusing fucking kids.
Yeah.
You know, I would forego everything I've ever owned or going to own if somebody said to me that would make sure that no child ever again got abused. Because it's just despicable. Why? I just don't understand how anybody's got the right.
Because they don't see us as people, mate. They don't see us as people.
No, they don't. That's right. Yeah.
They see us as cattle. So if you want to go fuck a goat, you know what I mean? If it's your goat, you go and fuck it, innit? That's how they feel.
Yeah.
That's how they fucking think.
Yeah. And So whatever happens, I don't know. But if that Ghislaine Maxwell is the beginning of the whole thing fucking collapsing, then fantastic. But I don't want some of it to come toppling down. I want the fucking lot to fall all at once. Everything, money, government.
By the sounds of it, I mean, it started to happen already, hasn't it? I mean, look at this Ghislaine Maxwell thing. We've got rumours about fucking Tom Hanks. They've now started today saying that there's a strain of the plague in China, right? So we're probably going to get the plague. All right. Tom Hanks is well, the look on his face when Ricky Gervais said all that stuff. I mean, just said everything for me. She's not that Ellen DeGeneres. I think she's supposed to be on a tag and under house arrest. A lot of these, Jimmy Kimmel apparently his show's not being broadcast because he's under house arrest. He's got a he's got a tag on. So I mean, it would be great, wouldn't it? It would be brilliant to see it all come toppling down just for that one little victory. You know, Hollywood and taking all politicians and Hollywood first. Yeah. Because you're not going to get politicians there, just Indians. You know, they'll be in a circle and they'll be fighting off everybody. But Hollywood, that would be great. It would be great. But there'd be a lot of films that wouldn't be able to watch anymore.
I tell you what, if they got rid of all the fucking pedos, we'd have fuck all music to listen to and no films to watch either. Would he? Anyway, comment in the chat room that I just read on about Sean Atwood. I'm sure you do know, but Sean Atwood's probably covered more Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell than anybody. He's done something like 300 videos just on Epstein. If you don't know about Sean Atwood, go check his stuff out. He does some good stuff. But I had to stop watching him because when the COVID thing come out, he just, it was like listening to fucking BBC. Oh, well, you know, we've got to be careful with them. We've got to keep the vulnerable people in and blah, blah. And I'm looking at the screen thinking, is this the same fucking bloke? I mean, how his stance on this lockdown and COVID and all the rest of it has changed. I ain't got a clue because I haven't been watching it. But he did sort of pull that party line for quite a while. But I did watch a little vid yesterday, about 15, 20 minutes long. And, when he was reading out the charge thing for Ghislaine Maxwell, I thought he was going to have an orgasm.
He probably did. Can I tell you what I picked up on that Atwood thing? And now I've been watching, you know, I'm into psychology and body language and things like that. I did notice that whenever there was a description of abuse being done to children, he would make a noise that he tried to disguise it as something that, you know, some disgust or something, but it didn't sound like that to me. I don't know if anybody else picked up on that. It just didn't sound like that to me. And it only happened when they were talking about abuse that were happening to children, you know, and that's just, it was something I picked up. Anybody watches when he's interviewing somebody, just have a quick look for that. It's Raconteurs News. It's Monday night, and we can't seem to get Owen Lloyd Martin. He's changed his internet system over there in Portugal, and it wasn't the best anyway. But hopefully we'll have it done by tomorrow night. I am so glad that to have on Ade Hardy free speech, and I'm trying to let you do as much talking as possible because I know you've probably got a lot to say about what things that have been going on and what have you. So I wanted to. I've got here. Yeah, I said plague dinner. We've got plague now. That's happening. It's the psychology of it all. If you look at the adverts, it's all the heroes are people that are poorly paid, and then you get this thing and it says, and we've made so many pasties for NHS free to give away to NHS workers. Well, they can afford a pasty. They don't work. The bloke on furlough can't. I mean, sorry, go on. You're
right, because it fucking bugs me. I had a well, I'm banned from the Halifax Bank because I lost it, and I'm banned in Aldi. Was I banned in Aldi before I threw an issy fit at you? Had I already got banned by then?
No, I don't think you are. No.
Well, I went to my local supermarket, and they're all there fucking queuing outside, and you can imagine I'm boiling. Not because it was hot, because I was just fucking annoyed. Why have I? Up until that point, you'd always been able to opt out of being a dickhead. If other people want to watch the news and believe in, that's up to them. Didn't really affect me. But once we started with 2 meters and unsocial distancing and all the rest of it, I didn't have a choice about whether or not I couldn't opt out of being a dickhead, because the whole system had gone fucking mental. So anyway, I get to the checkout Aldi. I've got them big square shopping bags. Well, they're more like trolley liners. I've got 2 of them in my trolley, right? And I never have one of them deep trolleys. Only you wouldn't believe it by the size of my belly, but I only have a little trolley. I don't have one of them big, So I've got 2 big square bags, and literally it comes off the thing, blip, straight into my bag. Sorry, sir, you can't load straight into your bag. You must load into your trolley and then go to your car or up to the loading shelf. It just fucking wound me up that much. And this manager come. So I said, no, it's all right. I'll just chuck it down. It's just as quick. No, I can't serve you. If you insist on... Well, this manager come. So I got kind of half of me shopping in these 2 bags and the other half still kind of piled up on the conveyor belt. So I just got hold of both of the bottom bags, lifted them straight up in the air. All of the shopping was either all over the fucking floor, all over the trolley, or still on the conveyor belt. And I just went, well, you put the fucker back on the shelf then, because I ain't staying here. And I just fucking walked out. So I got banned from there. So I now have to use another supermarket.
Well, for a while anyway.
For a while, till they don't recognise. I'll have to lose a lot of weight so they don't recognise me. And then,
well, no, to get banned from that one, I have to find another.
Yeah. So the week after that, I'm at another one, right? And I'm loading my shopping in, and the woman's telling me I can't load it straight into the thing, and I'm saying, excuse me, when I came in here 3-4 days ago, there was a member of staff loading into her bags, so I'm going to. I got the, do we have to call security? And I'm like, what? It's a fucking supermarket. And then this woman who was behind me in the queue for checking out says, why are you having a go at this woman? I'm not having a go at her. I'm speaking to her because she's the manager. And if I don't tell her how I feel, like customer, she can't tell her boss up at head office what customers think. And she said, well, I'm NHS. And I went, oh, congratulations on still having a fucking job. And I stood there purposely not doing anything. And I said to her, I'm disabled. Now, a few weeks ago, it would have been, certainly, sir, can we help you, sir? You can park near the door, sir. Certainly, sir, we'll do anything we can to help you, sir. Now, no. You got to queue outside in the fucking rain. You got to stand outside, and then you can't go down that thing, and then you got to stand with your trolley. Fuck off. So all of a sudden, the woman who actually works for the NHS has got privileges. The bloke that in the past has had to have use of the NHS is a fucking scumbag. And if that's not tits up, God knows what is. So then I end up, a couple of days later, I went to the bank, and there's a guy stood outside in a pair of black trousers and a blue shirt and a mask on. Now, with having the Bell's palsy that I've got, sometimes the pressure in my head means that I can't hear out my right ear at all. And it is all to do with the Bell's palsy, especially if I'm out on my motorbike. Well, when I lost my job, my car went. So the only transport I've got at the moment, until I sell it, is my motorbike. So I've gone to the bank on my motorbike, got my helmet in my hand, and this guy's saying something and pointing at this fucking purple dot on the floor. So I'm thinking, what? So I went, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. And I hears this, perfectly audible. And he kept pointing to this dot on the floor. So then I stepped towards him so that I can, and I went, mate, I can't hear you. You know, I need to see your lips. I'm not taking my mask off. And then I go to walk towards him so that I can hear him. And he's like that. You know, stop. I went, what's wrong with you? He said, why do you want to go into the bank? Because I need to know which queue to put you in. And this is how stupid it is. Banks happen in buildings with lots of little private rooms so that you can talk privately about your private finances. But no, an imaginary fucking disease comes along, and all of a sudden I've got to shout to this guy across a busy, it would normally be a street, but it was actually inside a shopping arcade, Crystal Peaks. All of a sudden I've got to shout to him where everybody else who's also stood on a fucking dot so that they all know whether I want less than 500 quid, because I'd go to the counter, to the machine, or more than 500 quid, and I'd go to the counter. So they all know to rob me. Right? And I'm starting to say that. And then this guy started, and do you know what he said when I complained because I couldn't hear him? He said, have I got to call security? And I blew my top, and I just went, mate, I've got to go. Because if I don't go, you're going to have to call more than fucking security. So I got banned from there as well. So, anyway.
I tell you what, man, you've been fucking. If you'd have been banned from as many pubs, but you can't get banned from a pub, can you?
No,
they won't let you in.
We'll let you in.
They won't let you in anymore. Well, they will, but you've got to be a metre apart, and I don't think anybody's taking any bit of fucking notice.
Just ridiculous.
And I noticed one boozer. They were a Sheffield online thing, a story about a Sheffield pub that had closed because people weren't adhering to the 2 metre rule, the social distancing. So, and I'm thinking to myself, why? You're costing yourself money for something that's nothing. And if a copper walks in, what's he going to do?
Yeah, how many of you are there and how many are there of him? Fuck him off, dickhead. You know, but again, it's the landlords who are, well, a lot of them, because don't forget there's not many free houses now. They're all effectively, they're either managers or they're tenants. And if you're a tenant, you've got to do what the brewery says. And if you're a manager, you've got to do what the brewery says. So, you know, there's only going to be the odd free house where the landlord's got a choice. But again, you know, everybody's acquiescing to this. And how many of them are there and how many of them are us?
What about this today? 1.3 billion pounds have been found to prop up the theatres and fucking something else that nobody cares about. theatres and arts and all that shit. 1.3 billion pounds has been found. If we've just found this 1.3 billion pounds, I'll tell you what, let's fucking throw it at like making sure theatres stay open and like arts and stuff go. Well, in fact, fuck arts, because we're pulling all the statues down, aren't we? Because you know, and it might
rewriting history, aren't we again? Yeah.
Yeah, of course we are. It's absolute fucking nonsense. Did you venture out to the pub?
No, I didn't. I can't even be around people, mate, because it just fucking winds me. And I don't even get a red mist anymore. I just look back on it and go, oh, fucking hell, I blew up. You know, it's like when I was at the bank. There was no red mist coming. It just, bang, done. I didn't see it coming. It happened. You know, I ended up screaming and shouting at the silly wanker. And, you know, but when he said, do I have to call security? You know, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Can you please lower your mask so I can see your lips? Right. And he said, do I have to call security?
I thought you were going to say, and he said, you've got such beautiful lips.
No, it's my eyeliner.
What do you use and where do you buy it from? Oh, it's oil Beulah from Wilco.
Yeah.
Oh, lots of people, everybody in chat room were really glad to see you on again. Good evening to everyone who's listening to us on Facebook and on YouTube. I'm working on trying to get a few more different platforms as well, but it means I've got to negotiate with the people at StreamYard, which I've started, but I don't know if I'll finish. And Owen, unfortunately, Owen's got this new system in. It's not working at the moment. We've been trying to get him in all night. But Ade Hardy has been joining me. Ade Hardy Free Speech has joined me here on Raconteurs News. Obviously, former presenter on this show, and very much missed, mate. Very much missed. I've got to say that.
I had a phone call. I had a phone call from the bank because I rang them up to complain. I wait till I calm down, and 3 days later I rung them up, complained. 2 days later I get this guy rings me up. When was that? Yesterday, or day before? Day before, I think. About 9 o'clock in the morning, 9:30 in the morning. Hello, is that Mr. Hardy? Blah, blah. Went through all the bollocks. Right. Okay. And then in the first 40 seconds after we'd gone through all the security bit, I think he said the word obviously and COVID 8 or 10 times in the first 40 seconds a minute. And each time he did, my blood just boiling. And I just said to him, excuse me. He said, yes. He said, obviously I'm trying. I went, whoa. I said, when you use the word obviously, whatever your thoughts are haven't come out of your mouth yet. So it's obvious to you because it's in your head, but it's not obvious to me because you haven't said it yet. So please don't use the word obviously because you have no idea how educated on whatever subject I am. I could be as thick as shit. So please don't use the word obviously. And he went, oh, I'm so sorry, sir. Well, obviously, and I went, mate, I think we're fucking done. I just put the phone down. So I don't know whether me complaint will get heard or what, but I just couldn't listen to that shit anymore.
I'll tell you what I got today. I got confirmation, and this is just I would advise everybody. I'm just going to cover up my thing here. I'm
just laughing. What sane man's put AIDS turned into a northern Victor Meldrew. Sorry, what's that say?
That's me. My confirmation that I am not an organ donor.
Oh,
I went online and did it. So
okay,
that's confirmation that I will, because it's now. You know, if your dad dropped dead now, or nearly dead, they'd fucking get you back to life, so your organs started working again, and then nick all your shit. Not mine. I've got this piece of paper. So get on to
I don't have a problem with them having me bits, but you know, it's personal choice, isn't it?
Well, they can't take them out of you unless you're alive. You can't get dead. You cannot transplant organs from dead people to alive people. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. So you'd have to be alive. So therefore, it just takes away. You know, if they thought that it's all this do not resuscitate stuff that's been going on.
Yeah. Well, before I lost my job, I had a customer. February. February. He was a bit ill before Christmas, Brian. If you knew Brian, you'd love him and hate him at the same time because he's an annoying git, but he's such a nice bloke. Anyway, he was in and out of hospital, and you know he's got things that are wrong with him, but he's not falling to bits. And his wife, Pat, went mental because they'd put him on a DNR. And she's going, "What's that? Oh, do not resuscitate." What does that mean? Well, if he dies, we're not going to bring him back. And she's going, "Why not?" You know? What's that John's put? I might be suffering from hypothyroid. No, it's just I don't fucking suffer dickheads very well. That's what I'm suffering from. So you can stick a label on it if you want, but it just means I don't fucking cope with knobheads very well. But
fucking hell, fire.
I've got meldruitis. That's what I've got.
Andy worked in an industry where knobheads were of a premium for a number of years, and now that he doesn't have to, he'd prefer to stay away. And same as me, mate. I mean, I've got a new scooter. I crashed my scooter again. I don't know if you knew. It's still got it. I went up an hill and it went over backwards and it cracked me on the head, and I had to ring our lass up again to come and fucking rescue me. So happened a couple of weeks ago. Anyway, so my scooter was fucked. The thing had gone, and I mentioned it on the show, and somebody bought me a new scooter. So I've got a brand new scooter, and I've been out on it a couple of times. It's just a little bit. Because it's it's all tight and new. Yeah. You know, the steering I'm having to get a little bit used to and everything. But it means me and Dog have been out a couple of times over the weekend, and I took him out today as well. So big thank you to the donator of the scooter who wishes to remain anonymous. But cheers for that. So loads been happening. Loads been happening, mate. I mean, you've been having a clear out, haven't you?
God, yeah. I mean, if you could see my place at the minute, it looks like a distribution center for fucking eBay. Hang on a minute, let me just grab this.
That's what she said.
This is my little tent. You know where you put things in to take a picture of it for eBay.
Oh yeah.
And then hang on a minute, I've got a lamp on my desk. Hang on a minute, can you see my lamp? This is my 75-year-old angle poise lamp. And I stick that above my little tent to take pictures of things to put on eBay. But yeah, I've done shitloads on it. I've done loads on eBay. Well, they sent me this thing, you can do 300 listings for £1 each. And I thought, that'll do me. So I did.
300 listings, man. You must know
I have sold loads of stuff. I've still got stuff to sell. And I mean, I went in the loft and found a bloody in a flight case. So, I mean, all my pro gear was always flight cased up. I've still got radio mics, in-ear monitors. What else have I still? Oh, a mini displayer in a rack. Looks bloody brand new. So I've still got, stuff I need to get rid of. But I think mentally I just want to be in a position where I've got my personal belongings, like your phone, your tablet, laptop, whatever, my clothes, and then my furniture, and that's it. Because all this other crap, the stuff that you take with you from house move to house move to house move, well, it's just shit that weighs you down, isn't it?
It's crap,
and that's really what I've been selling.
You don't own it; it owns you.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, I've literally been looking around and going, right, I'll put that on eBay, bang, sold. Put something else on eBay, bang, sold, gone. And I've been doing, on average, I mean, some days I've been doing 6 and 8. Some days I've only done 2 or 3. I haven't sold anything today, but I took 4 to the post office yesterday morning. You know, so not yesterday, on Saturday morning. So, you know, but loads, and quite a bit of money as well.
Well, I got my fucked up scooter that fucking went over and it's gone. It's on back garden now. It's covered up still. I mean, we put that on eBay, and I think we've got about 70 quid for it so far.
Brilliant.
You know, and I mean, motor works and that and everything. It's just brakes don't work and the tiller, you know,
yeah.
That was the thing, you see, is because the tiller didn't, the hydraulic was broke. So it was going forwards and backwards and side to side, and you know. And
do you reckon that's why you ended up going down that 1 in 4 hill with that woman that day?
Oh God, no, I think that's what happened. That's why it did that.
Oh,
I think
that's why it's ended up knackered.
Well, it's ended up knackered because of that stupid cow. And do you know what? I've been on that route today,
Really?
first time since. Which brought back a few memories and a few flashbacks and stuff to some to fucking some horrible stuff. What about this? I heard this on this morning. I was watching this morning.
What?
And sorry, this I just flicked it on. Right, I was flicking through, and this morning we're on, and there was that, you know, that doctor that they have on, that Dr. Chris.
Oh yeah. Because the other side have got the good-looking one, aren't they? What do you call him? Hillary Summit. Yeah, but they've got Dr. Chris. Yeah, I know the one you mean. I know what you mean. So, he's been on for years, hasn't
he? Yeah. It's talking about statins, right? And so he's talking about statins, and he says sometimes people do get cramps and side effects from statins, but nothing. Webby's just put as Ade Hardy from Dr. Adil. I think he needs to rewind a bit. Right at the beginning, we've covered that, mate. You just have to watch that on the replay, as they call it. So this Dr. Chris, he says. And he says, when I first went on statins, he says, I'm a great lover of grapefruit juice. And I drink a lot of grapefruit juice. And he said, and what happened was my arm, he says, I started getting real bad pains in my arm. And my arm were going stiff. And my arm were going, you know, he says, and I noticed it because of the grapefruit juice. He says, I stopped drinking the grapefruit juice and it went away. And I thought to myself, what? That grapefruit juice, if you love grapefruit, it's obviously better than a fucking statin. And what you've done is you've gone for the worst option.
Yeah, you've tried to tell everybody that the statins are fine, but grapefruit juice is evil.
Yeah.
Fucking bollocks.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah. Completely, yeah. But the statins are okay. It's I need to get rid of the grapefruit juice.
I'll tell you what. When I was talking about Kerry the other day, when I was talking to her the other day, and she's the one who's really, really woken up like fucking boom, like an explosion. The first thing she said to me was, the first thing I realised, Ade, was everything's upside down. You know, it's not the health service and blah, blah, blah. And when I said to her, I went, well, the Ministry of Defence used to be called the War Department. And she went, oh, yeah. Fucking hell. Now, I think she's looking at every government department and giving it the opposite name.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not hard, though, is it? You know.
No. Education, it's just indoctrination.
What was it? What was it used to be called? DHSS, Department for Health and Social Security. But there's nothing secure about all the socials. There's no social security because people ain't got any security at all.
So Mandy Jones just put in chat room, you should look look up the side effects of Viagra. Will make you laugh.
Well, I know what one of the side effects is.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah, well, it's usually a front effect, isn't it? Or an up effect.
Yeah,
it depends. I mean, some people's are shaped like a banana, so it could be a side effect. Yeah. Some bloke runs all his power from a dynamo in a fast stream. Foreskin, good idea if you live next to a fast stream. The BBC used to be called Publicly Funded News, Education and Entertainment Organisation. Fucking hell, BBC, man.
Department, isn't it?
It's not. It's worse than that, though, isn't it? I mean, they're even worse than that. I can't remember who it were, but I saw an interview, and it was absolutely terrible. A terrible interview by, and the guy just ripped her to bits.
What amazes me is the people who work as broadcast journalists have at least got to have a degree in English and a qualification in journalism. Or they've got to have come up through the ranks and literally started making tea at, the Daily Mail or some local shitty paper when they were 16 and they're now 59, But you've got to have a reasonable level of intelligence. So you get the people on the BBC doing all these interviews and stuff. And I look at them and I just think to myself, on paper, you're really intelligent. But what's coming out of your mouth is just proving what a thick dickhead you are. Or you are so completely indoctrinated into the system that you're scared of saying anything because your job depends on it. And everybody looks at, journalists and thinks they must be really, 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 really clever to get that job. And yet they prove to us every single day, if you can be bothered to watch it, how fucking thick, dumb and stupid they are.
Yeah.
Or they're not thick, dumb and stupid. They've worked it out, but they're just taking the check anyway.
They're reading a script. I mean, there is no thing as independent journalism now. I mean, all it is news agencies release news packages to different various, newspapers and what have you. And they sell them on to, they put them on the newspaper, the front page, and it could be anything. As so-and-so, an insider said. I mean, they can get away with all that shit. Here's what we know, yeah, but we're not going to tell you how we know it, but we'll say an insider said this.
Yeah, what is it? A source. A source.
Yeah.
Hang on. Ade looks like the guy from Up tonight. It's the shirt. It's cute. What the fuck is Up? What's Up? Blazing. No, it's not Blazing. Oh, it's Paula. Ade looks like the guy from Up tonight. It's the shirt. It's cute. Okay. Oh, I need somebody to tell me what this is behind me. I put it up specially.
Is it the Donington Festival?
It is. 1985.
You know what I could tell?
Go on.
The Michelin thing. I think that's the Michelin thing.
Yeah,
thing over the top there. I bet you were there, weren't you?
I was. I'm somewhere in that crowd, yeah.
With your top off, sweating like a pig.
Yeah.
But not like Prince Andrew, though, because he don't sweat.
Oh, that was the other one. Prince Charles is the clone. What was the other one I heard the other day? Today? Or I heard again today. Oh, Winston Churchill and the Queen, an artificial insemination. Charlie's got 4 kids. The other 2 are just bastards. One's to Camilla and one's to somebody else. Harry Hewitt's clearly Harry Hewitt. And Will's, I can't remember what. So much off the wall stuff, which might well be true. I don't know. I ain't got a clue.
Yeah, King Juan Carlos. Wills.
Oh, is that what they said? Yeah, yeah, that's right. There was something else as well. Diana, I can't remember what that was. She reckoned she'd had 4 affairs rather than 8 or 12. Sorry. Yeah.
An insider has told Raconteurs News that it's very short but very thick. They're talking about your penis in the chat room there, Ade. Somebody put it earlier on that they imagined that yours was short but thick. I have no idea. All I know is mine looks like a fucking, what's one of them things with nut on top?
Mm. Oh yeah.
What's it called? Oh, come on, you must remember.
Sorry. I'm reading chat room. Hang on a minute. What's Paul put? Why would you want to insult someone? I must have missed something.
Yeah, I think I've missed something. I think they're arguing. Just be nice to each other. All you've got to do is be nice. If you haven't no nice to say, then don't say it at all. If you can give us a thumbs up, that'd be good. Do you know, the thing is, every single time, before we even start, we get a thumbs down.
It's not me. I bet
don't know.
Since he's
I think it's
been given a thumbs down.
Fuck yeah, walnut whip. There you go. That's what we're talking about.
Yes, walnut whip. Yes. Sorry, I'm with you now.
Walnut whip. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Only mine looks like a fucking snail's head going back in shell. I really should get that scene too. Oh dear. Anyway,
what's Taylor put? Jason and Ade gonna have the orgy? I fucking hope not.
Oh, listen, I went on Uni's show, right? I went on Uni's show, and I've been on for a couple of minutes. It's your mate Shield Destroyer were on.
Yeah.
And Shield Destroyer says, I'm just going to go and get myself a drink. And so there were me, Shield Destroyer, and Uni. And
sorry, I'm laughing because I now know what up is. Webby's just sent me a picture.
Right. that kid's film.
Yeah, you're dead right. I do look like that, don't I? Oh, God. Fuck me.
Yeah, so Shield Destroyer says, I'm just going to go and get a drink. And instead of, sitting and talking to me while Shield Destroyer went and got his drink, came back, Yoni went, yeah, I'll will. He fucking went off to bog for a shit. Honestly, he came back about fucking 5 minutes later.
He just left you there.
He just left me fucking sat there like. He went for the shit. He did it a couple of times. In fact, I watched it once. I put it on after because he sometimes goes on after we finished. Okay. So and like as super leads on and things like that, and he's getting better at it. But he just you can't go for a shit in the middle of a fucking thing. So have one. Could you not have one before you set off?
Yeah, you're supposed to, aren't you? It's like when your mum says to you, "Do you need the toilet, Gordon?" That's if your name's Gordon. No, that was Miss Titley, wasn't it? In Do you need the toilet, Gordon? What's her name? Amanda Holden when she played Miss Titley.
I have no idea what you're talking about, mate. I honestly am.
Mole in 9 months and 3 weeks or something. Yeah, and she was Miss Titley, wasn't she? Was it that she was Miss Titley? Anyway, I don't know. I'm talking bollocks, aren't I? Well, Paula says I look cute anyway, so yeah, good.
Fucking Uni says that was like years ago, Jason. Fuck's sake, it were about a fucking month ago. and he did it as well afterwards. I think he went twice twice in one show.
Taylor asked me to go on his show, and I said, "Well, yeah, once you're not sat there in your pajamas, picking your nose, looking at your bum, and sat there with your bedroom behind you, and you get your shit together, and it doesn't have to be a green screen. It can just be turn the camera on and sit in front of a wall, and it don't have to be." And he said, "I don't wear pajamas. These are my normal clothes." And I said, "We'll get some different normal clothes, and then I'll come on."
Right. You see, what it looks like, it looks like he wears this like overly washed for like 20 years Guantanamo Bay fucking outfit. You know, that he's been in there that long. That's look, we're not picking on you, Uni, mate. Honestly, you keep at it, mate. You keep at it.
Listen, it doesn't matter what we think. What matters is that he's actually he got many clothes there. Taylor, I don't need to know how many clothes you've got, mate. I really don't. But what does matter is he's going to send me some clothes. I wouldn't if I was you. It would take fucking too long to get here. What matters is he's actually doing something. You know, and he hopefully people will listen to him and watch him, and you know, people will start to look at other stuff because that's what it's all about. If
you got one person listening to you, mate, you that's it.
Yeah,
that's all it needs. All it takes is one person listening to you. Look, the thing, I didn't do it last week because I heard this really good analogy and a really good saying a couple of weeks ago, and I thought it were really apt. But I didn't say it last week because Owen brought up this guy who's done this poem. I don't know if you've seen it, but he's done this poem about. He's from Dewsbury, I think, and I've not seen it. But I heard a saying that truth is like poetry, and everybody hates poetry.
Yeah. That's true, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it is. If you know, I don't know. I'm not listening. I'm not dissing this guy's poem. I've not seen it. It's I'm sure it's a work of art. I'm sure Sir William of Shakespeare would have been proud of it. Also, what I wanted the behaviour panel. I don't know if you've seen that.
No.
It's these four guys, and I thought they were really good. They're psychologists, and they do analyze interviews from big cases. And what drew me in were the Joanne Lee's one. Remember Joanne Lee? She was with Peter Falconio in Australia. They were backpacking.
Oh yeah. Bloody hell! Yeah. Right, okay.
Yeah, that was from a long time ago, and they analysed the video of what she did, and I was really impressed with what they'd done. I was really impressed with how they didn't outright come out and say that she'd done anything, but they said when she were being deceptive and what have you. And then, and I watched a couple of them. Who else were they? They did one on Prince Andrew.
They did one on the McCanns as well recently. I thought I'd see that.
That's where I'm getting to. That was fucking shit. That was shit. Utter dog shit that they were talking. They kept making excuses for him all the time. They kept making excuses for McCann's. Sorry, go on, mate.
I didn't watch it, but I did hear of it. But it was the McCann thing that I'd picked up on. And as I say, I really, really haven't. I actually stuck the telly on earlier. No, I didn't. I was using it for monitor for me computer. Because if I go over there, I could just sit in me easy in an old chair. I was looking at my eBay account, but when you're choosing the source of what you want to appear on your screen. The weather came up, so it must have been on some TV channel or whatever. And that's the first I've seen a weatherman in months, because I just don't watch it at all. Nothing. So for me to actually pick up on something, it's got to have been talked about an awful lot, a lot. So what was the Madeleine McCann thing then? Have they found something new? Is there some new evidence?
I think they've just been given some more money. I know that. It's a load more money, and I think there's been petitions and all sorts of stuff But what they were doing is they were analysing the first interview, but of the McCanns, right after the incident that happened, and all they kept saying, they kept just like, normal behaviour that you would have said, well, that's a bit dodgy, playing with the, your necklace and that's you're stressed, you're under stress, and
like I'm
all
sat
this
playing with the watch strap.
Yeah, because you're under stress. We're all under stress at the moment, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay, now it's fucking stress city everywhere. But they kept making excuses up for them, saying, oh, well, they've just lost this child's gone missing, and yada, yada, yada. And I was really, really disappointed. I was hoping for something really, really a lot better, which it made me watch that, that Atwood thing last night. Oh, right. No, not Atwood, Sonia Poulton. I watched that thing last night.
I've had a few things come through about that, and I can't even fucking watch it. I don't know why, I just can't.
Oh, fucking hell.
While you're trying, I think...
Yeah, there are people like that, aren't there? I think another thing I've noticed, I don't know if you knew, but Ian Crane were at death's door right before right at the start of lockdown.
Yeah.
And now he's got a GoFundMe page, and he's doing loads better, apparently.
Right, okay.
So, if you want to send some money to Ian Crane.
It wasn't on my agenda, but thanks for
that. Yeah. Sonia Poulton is a cutting-edge reporter, says Dalai Lapa. Do you know, I'm a little bit like Ade. I don't know if I could... I don't know if... I don't know if there's things that she's not letting on. Things she knows that she's perhaps not letting on. Was Kate McCann connected to one of the Freuds through her university time?
Well,
Clement
Freud is it Clement Freud who'd got a house over there? Or it's Clement Freud, isn't it? Sure it is.
Yeah. It's one of Freud's. Panel member. He was talking about the behavioural panel. One of the panel members did have a cognitive bias because he'd lost a child as well, so that didn't help. So you've got a point there. That's that's another thing. But it was. I thought it were a bit. Well, I thought it were crap, to be honest with you. I was really, really disappointed. Really, really fucking disappointed with Dalai Lapa. Ian and R. Cringe is a truth juicer. Whatever one of them is a truth juicer. Remember that truth juice? Remember it?
Yeah. Do you know? I was thinking the other day. There's a lot of names that you don't hear anymore. I was going to say organizations, but groups. Which is good, I think, because one thing that Jason and I do agree on is that we don't all stick together. We should all be doing our own thing, heading towards the same goal, of just everybody being nice to each other. Because if you end up in a club or within a named gang or a group or whatever, they're very easy to be got at, very easy to be infiltrated, and very easy to be disbanded.
Mushroom Management said Truth Juice is still in Birmingham. They did a Mark Devlin presentation in March. I remember there used to be one in Hull, a Truth Juice Hull. I think I
and a Leeds as well, wasn't
there? Sorry, say that again.
Want the one in Leeds as well?
It may well have been. may well have been, but the Truth Juice in Hull, they cancelled. They got John Hamer speaking there, and they cancelled because of his views on Jews. Because you can't have any bad views on Jews.
Why?
Apparently, that's what they said. His views on Jews. Used to have one in Liverpool, apparently. Nottingham still has one.
The real Jewish people, less than half of 1%, aren't they? The amount of Jews, apparently. Are lovely people. Fantastic. But it's the ones who pretend to be fucking Jews, like Soros and all that wankers, that are not Jews, they're just cunts. And steal the Jewish people's identity and their religion in order to further their own bloody agenda. So, sorry if I sound just like a whinging git, but I am.
Well, so you are the Victor Meldrew.
Oh.
The Victor Meldrew of the North.
I don't believe it.
Believe it.
Believe it.
Go on, do your best impression of him.
He's a lot thinner than I am.
No, you don't have to do his fucking weight. You just have to do his voice.
What makes you think I can? I don't believe it. Yeah.
I don't believe it.
See, you're much better than I am.
Yeah, you see, I never watched it either.
Didn't you?
I saw something on it last night. It was weird. What you been watching anyway?
What have I been watching?
Yeah, like you must have been watching something. I'm not talking about TV, but like videos or like that.
For the last month, honestly, well, more than that, honestly, nothing. The only thing that I tend to do, I'll go on the internet and I'll watch some normally American police blooming drama thing from about 20 years ago. So that, they've only just got mobile phones. So nobody's social distancing. I ain't got to put with any of that shit. Because, when something finishes and I'm watching it on my telly, even though it's coming off a computer and then down an HDMI cable, when you switch that off, the telly will just click and go back to normal telly. And even though I'm not watching it, for a split second, it'll be on before I hit the power button. And some of the shit, even the fucking adverts. Because the only adverts that I've seen are charities, because everybody needs more money now they can't go out. Charities. Oh, and I think charities as well. Lotteries. And that's the only thing you see on bloody adverts.
Yeah.
Oh, and the bereavement shit's come back now. You're allowed to fucking die again now. But you're not going to go to your own funeral because you're not having one. You're going to go for one of them cheap grand things where they just chuck you on a pyre.
They chuck you in a fucking pile, don't they? And then just fucking burn a bunch of you at the same time. And don't bother getting your ashes back. No. Which for me, it's fine. I mean, I'm fucking done with it. Once I'm dead, I'm done with it.
Well, there's not much of you left, is there?
Well, I know. It's fucking 2 years it's been, mate. 2 years.
That's mad, isn't it?
It's sensational. It's a sensational run of 2 years we are. Like, I wonder how long, much more longer I've got. But I'm doing a lot better on my other one as well. That's good, apart from a couple of fucking black toes that look like they're going to fall off. And they're a bit of a pain in the arse. Well, a bit of pain in toe.
So come on then. Shit. Let's get back. So I got cramp in my fucking thigh. Just tell me what you think of this Ghislaine Maxwell thing.
Well, I mean, she's obviously been arrested. I mean, she's going to have to.
Yeah, but has she?
Well, that's what we're told. All charge sheets have all been verified and everything, and she's apparently in prison. I don't know if she still is. I don't know whether she's got bail or.
I wonder if she'll come out of prison.
I can't see not getting bail. Can you?
Well, I just wonder if she'll come out of prison with having met Grant Mitchell, what's his name?
Yeah, Ross Kemp.
Ross Kemp. You know, will Ross Kemp go and visit her in fucking prison? And will she come out of prison with a new set of fucking ceramic teeth like fucking Tommy Robinson did? You know what I mean?
What? You know what? What they should do is they should have a show. Ross Kemp kills Ghislaine Maxwell. Nobody's going to fucking care, are they?
No.
And and then at least it'll be because on 3rd of July she was reported to be in intensive care with coronavirus.
Say that again.
On the 3rd of July, she was reported to have been in intensive care with coronavirus. So what is it going to be? Is she going to kill herself or is coronavirus? Yeah. And Webby says no bail, apparently.
Mm. Oh, yeah, I saw that one. Yeah, there was a thing dated the 11th of July that had already gone out. I saw that. Who sent me? Somebody sent me that. I think maybe my daughter sent me that. Yeah. Yeah, I did see that, yeah.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
I mean, the good thing is now, if they want to get rid of somebody, they don't need to chuck them off a boat like they did her dad. They don't need that. Or they don't need it to end up on a fucking island or something, like her old boyfriend, boss.
You know, they might say to her, you know, you've got two choices.
What would you like to say? COVID? COVID it is.
COVID, or you hang yourself, or what we do is we give you an hour's start. You get so that you can get to one of your yachts, and then like we'll follow you and chuck you in.
Yeah,
like your father. You know what I mean? It's was it a clone?
Well,
will she walk out the trap door? I mean, what are we thinking? I mean, we know that Epstein didn't kill himself. Epstein's not even dead, is he? He's not even really dead. He's in Israel somewhere, living in Israel as a good citizen.
But why? What I don't understand is that all the stuff that Ghislaine Maxwell was saying, or she's supposed to have done, the mainstream have always denied. So how has it got to the point where she's been arrested and the mainstream have done that? Which means they're either...
They've got to the point where they've been pushed to, where they've had to.
Yeah. So she's the scapegoat. Well, I hope she isn't the scapegoat and people just keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing until they're all scapegoats, because that's what we need. We don't want it to stop at Ghislaine Maxwell. We want the fucking lot.
Well, I mean, if you look back, you might think to yourself that if people had accepted that Epstein had topped himself in prison and that he were a bastard and that he were just a paedophile, like Jimmy Savile officially would have been, nobody would be, nobody were associated with him. He did it all on his own. That would have been the ideal scenario with Jeffrey Epstein. It's just that there were just too many arrows pointing in different directions, sort of towards Prince Andrew and Ghislaine Maxwell, where he's bird. I don't know how you have but I mean, what sort of relationship's that? A woman and a paedophile, and the woman's got to be a paedophile as well, isn't she?
Well, I don't think it's so much his girlfriend. I think she's more the facilitator, isn't she? She's the facilitator and diary keeper, and I've just seen something in the chat room that really grabbed me. Where is it? Who put it? No, it's not that. No, but no, I've read that. Was it a clone? Yeah, there's a lot of clones about it. Oh, there we go. New being. Where is Greta? Anybody remember her? So I take it it's all gone quiet from Greta at the minute, has it?
Yeah, I think she's gone back to school.
To sit 2 meters apart from somebody else.
Yeah, to sit here, and not breathe carbon dioxide out.
Excuse me, can you tell me when I can have a wee, please?
Well, have a wee now if you want.
Yeah.
I've had one live on telly.
More than once. Thank you.
Hey dear, yeah. Well, we put a stop to that. She joined in with some of the abuse victims. What's that one? Blah blah blah. That's Webby. I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole Ghislaine Maxwell, it just seems too easy for me. It's like they're just going to blame everything on her because they didn't get a chance to blame it all on Epstein. And I think they just think that everybody will accept that. And I just hope everybody doesn't accept it and says, no, that's a load of bollocks. We want everybody.
Well, I don't think people are going to stop until they've got Prince Andrew, to be honest. I don't think people are going to stop.
Yeah, and even for the limited bits that, you know, the messages and stuff that I get from people, I've got that vibe. Because, look, when you go to court, it's called a Crown Court because the Crown own it, and the judges swear an oath to the Crown, and Andrew's part of the Crown. And I think he's sort of sat there, smug little shit, thinking, you lot can't touch me, I'm part of the Crown. And even the things that I've seen, a lot of people who don't even think like we do want him to be brought out and brought to justice. But
well, I mean, what should happen?
Don't think it can happen. It might in some trickle down, watered down bloody way that never affects him. But I can't see how he's certainly. I can't believe he's going to spend a night in prison or something. They might come up with some kind of deal where they say he's got to go live in the fucking Outer Hebrides for the rest of his life or something. But I don't know.
You see, I don't think people are going to leave it alone. I really don't. I think it's always going to be there. It's always going to be there, and it'll be very, very interesting to see whether in the future, because it's not a British investigation. This is FBI. So it's going to be that were Ghislaine Maxwell's downfall. She flew into Florida.
Yeah.
She were in Paris, I think, and she flew into Florida, and they arrested her there. So, you know, nobody were expecting that. So it'd be interesting to see if Prince Andrew or Andrew Windsor or Andrew Saxberg Gotha.
Gotha, yeah.
Saxa Coburg Gordon the golfer. You know, whether he goes to America for an holiday. It'd be interesting to see. I mean, it'd be interesting if somebody would invite him. That'd be nice. Can we get somebody to invite him? Can't Uni invite him?
Get fucking Taylor. Taylor, Uni Black sister, get a letter written. Dear Prince Andrew, please come and stay in Washington State and just get him to land at Seattle Airport. How's that?
Yeah. There you go.
You wouldn't want to go to Seattle, would you? Because it's always fucking raining.
Well, you see, all we've got to do is we can put a thing together. We could play. You see, this is how we need to play it. We need to play it so that we get get some sort of GoFundMe thing together to get an air ticket for Prince Andrew to go to America, and then see whether he fucking uses it. You know, a first class ticket. And then see the first class ticket to New York. I mean, I'm sure he knows somewhere to stop while he's in New York.
Yeah, because there's a couple of vacant flats that he might know of.
Yeah, I mean that wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, the thing with Ghislaine
Maxwell, it does sort of get me cogs working and thinking about it. If she was arrogant, I won't say naive, arrogant enough to think that she could leave Europe and fly into America and not be arrested, that's complete arrogance. But what if she'd had the nod? Look, come back to America. You can be the scapegoat on paper, officially. But don't worry about it, because you'll just be living with Jeffrey for a bit. Oh, all right, then I'll get on a plane and I'll come to Florida. You know, it could just be a meeting up with Jeffrey Epstein again, couldn't it?
Yeah, there's all that sort of, all those connotations that are, that could be fucking. They all could be as real as we all think. You know what I mean? It don't take.
But you know, if there's one thing for sure, and that's whatever comes out of the telly or the radio, mainstream, it's just bollocks. It's just fucking ridiculous, stupid shit.
What have you made of? Have you? I don't know if you've seen much of it, but what have you made of Black Lives Matter?
I got sent a fucking brilliant one. I think I sent it to you actually, and it was at Black Labradors or Black Labs Matter. Fucking brilliant. But the funniest thing was, it was my mate who lives in South Africa that sent it to me.
But did you see that one? Were it the same one where they were a black and a golden lab
Yeah, that's
together?
right. Yeah.
And the black one said Black Labs Matter, and the other one said, "Don't you fucking start."
I tell you what I think about Black Lives Matter. Here we go. It's just another divide and conquer. That's it. That's all it is.
Yeah, well, yeah, we know it's another divide and conquer, but we are seeing people who are seeing through it. I know in football, what they've been doing is been fucking getting down on one knee, and I've been critical of that because I think that I don't need to get down on one knee to demonstrate that I know something that's so fucking obvious, right? It's fucking obvious. It's something that's absolutely obvious. So why do I need to get down on one knee for it? Plus, I've only got one fucking knee anyway. So how the fuck am I supposed to take a knee to fucking take? All right, lend me one, and I'll fucking take a knee. So it's all that crap. But there has been a little bit of backlash against it, and a couple of television pundits have refused to wear the Black Lives Matters pins.
Good.
You know, they always wear these badges, like that
all that shit, don't they?
Yeah. So, and they've refused to wear them because of all the demonstrations that have turned violent and turned into just throwing things, dustbins through businesses' windows and stuff like that. So there are one or two, but there was also I'm sure it were a lass in America. I don't know, for a soccer team, but all the teammates took a knee and she didn't, and she stood, doing that like Americans do. And she's just been fucking destroyed, on social media and stuff like that. Over having an opinion. You can't have an opinion that's different to the fucking. I mean, they were talking about Burnley. When Burnley played a game against Manchester City, somebody paid for a plane. You know, one of them planes you can get that pulls like a banner behind it.
Like a ribbon thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he put one with White Lives Matter. The bloke paid for that to go around because it were on TV, and it flew round and round. White Lives Matter. White Lives fucking landed. They tried to arrest him. He's been sacked from his job. It's just changed the word black for white. You don't even need the word. It's just something. I don't need to be fucking told something so obvious. It's just fucking. How stupid do you think I am? I think somebody's fucking life's worth less than mine because we've got a different skin color. Don't look fake.
But the problem is, Jace. The problem is, a lot of the dickheads who watch mainstream media will fucking believe it. Oh yeah. Well, they're not as good as us. We need to keep them blackies down. you know, and you fucking idiots.
Yeah, you're never going to change any. You're never going to change if someone's got an opinion that black people are less, are less of a a person that doesn't matter as much as a white person. Then you're never going to change the fucking mind. You might as well just ignore them because that's all it deserves. It is being ignored.
When you get all the fucking semi-celebrities all fucking trying to hang their hat on it just to get some fucking airtime, piss off.
What about fucking Lewis Hamilton?
Wow, what's he done?
Did
he win, by the way?
I've no idea. I don't care.
I don't.
He got his mask on and he'd got a chain round his neck with a lock on it to signify his brethren, his slaven brethren. He's not even fully black. Secondly, he lives in fucking Monaco and don't pay a cent of tax at all. Third, he's fucking probably one of the most fucking privileged kids that ever. Getting into Formula One's not fucking cheap, and you usually find that it's the fucking kids of the old ones that get into because they've got old money. So, for fuck's sake! I mean, for him and apparently there were two, because they did that kneeling thing before Formula One. Today, apparently.
What's this kneeling thing? What is it?
It's taking a knee. It means it's taking a knee. It means it was what an American footballer did.
Right.
An American footballer did one when there were somebody murdered, a black man murdered. Right. He did it on his own. Right. That was his thing, and he got lambasted for it, and he got all sorts of fucking problems for it, and because they said he would dishonoring flag, and all this, and he took it because he took a knee, right? So then then they got it, made it so that taking a knee was part of this Black Lives Matter organization. And that's what they do is they take a knee instead of standing to the national anthem. They take a knee. So now they've started doing it everywhere, and they did it before Formula One. And apparently there were two drivers that refused to do it. And I think one was Max Verstappen, who's a fucking great driver, and he's going to be a world champion many times, I think. And I can't remember who the other guy was. But there were two of them that refused, that didn't take the knee. But you see, if you've got this, if you've got this, that you're not going to conform. I mean, taking a knee is what you do when you're knighted. You're taking a knee in front of you go on your knee, don't you? Knighted, fucking that.
You see, to me, somebody being less or more important than somebody else. Just don't make any sense to me at all. It's just, I mean, if you go to the dentist, you expect the most important person there to be the dentist because, it might fucking hurt if the receptionist did it. But she's not more important than he is. She just does a different job. But whether she's black, white, fucking pink, green, or blue, and it's the same with everything, though, isn't it? When you're talking about racism, it's the people who shout racism that are the fucking racist ones.
Yeah. They are. They just want to cause trouble.
It's like, try stating the obvious. Black Lives Matter. No fucking shit. I couldn't have worked that out for myself, could I? And it is. It's always the stating the obvious. Oh,
yeah.
Well, do this and well, the ones who scream about the bloody racism, they're the fucking racists.
Well, you ought to hear Norm Macdonald when he's an American comedian and he's on a TV show, a radio show, and the woman who's on with him is somebody in the black activist movement. And he makes he don't make the mistake. He actually says,
Sorry, I've just read what PSYOP's written. Anybody give a fuck about ginger lives? Absolutely not.
I do. I'm married to one.
Oh yeah, you're married to a ginger, aren't you?
Yeah, fucking hell. I can't say no about them. Jason, only mods going bed. Make Paula one, but I will do as soon as I've done with this.
Webhost just sent me something. Apparently, third degree Masonic ritual taking the knee, a pledge to Lucifer.
There you go. And that's why they do it. It's just, you know, the compliance. But people are starting to not comply. And people are starting to not comply and speaking out about not complying. You know what I mean? Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So whereas somebody might be in a position where they really shouldn't come out and say anything, they do. Because they feel a moral obligation rather than, you know.
That's what I tend to do, but I get banned from a lot of places. Yeah.
Yeah. The moral obligation of people, it's not hard. What you got to do is be nice. If you think someone's in fear because they think you might have got coronavirus, give them 2 meters. Let them have 2 meters. Let them, you know, we should get some wristbands made. So a black wristband. So you get a black wristband, and if you got that wristband on, that means you don't care about who comes anywhere near you or how far, you know. And if they don't, and then people will be able to identify each other.
And then we can start an organisation called Black Bands Matter.
Yeah, Black Bands Matter. Yeah, we'll call it that.
Yeah. Or what we could do is what they used to do with kids when they used to paint their heads. Was it purple when they got diphtheria? Was it?
Purple
Victorian times when kids got diphtheria, they used to paint them with that. Was it red paint or something? Yeah. Was it diphtheria?
You see, what happens is when the alien invasion happens, right? And there's aliens coming from all different planets, but the majority and the ones that seem to be in charge are the Martians. So are we going to have a Uranus Lives Matter as well? It's just
it'd be a bastard if they all came from fucking Mars and we realised that they weren't little green men; they were all black. Fucking brilliant. Won't it? Yeah.
Black toes matter, yes. I've got 2 of the fuckers. I wish they'd fuck off though. They don't matter. My black toes don't matter.
No.
In fact, I should put that, shouldn't I? I shouldn't say that. That might sound a bit racialist. I don't want to do a racism. According to Webby, black leggings matter. According to the queue at Primark. Yeah, good on you. Black. What are they about? Fucking 50 pence for a pair of leggings at Primark. Did you know they were queuing outside Primark?
I need to what? Say that again.
You know, when Primark, you know, when they were opening shops again, they were queuing outside Primark. They stayed there all night. They were a queue overnight to go to Primark. I think they were in Manchester, actually.
Did you see the video of what's it's being made? The face masks in India. Did you watch that one?
No, I didn't know.
It's just you know, when people see things like made in India on a box, I think they imagine a sterile factory, but the people in the white coats just happen to be Indian. Sadly, that's not the case. And this video of these people making these medical masks, well, fuck me. There's a guy got a fag constantly. I mean, he were like fucking chain smoking. And he's there sewing these masks together, you know, because they're like sewn down the edge, aren't they?
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
like got a strip of these things, and they're all sort of joined together, and then they're getting them and they're boxing them. But before that, you know, these blokes have got them, they're holding them with their feet, their bare, sticky, smelly, horrible feet, and these masks are just all piled up in a corner, and of course it's in an Indian city somewhere, really fucking dirty, you know. And then they're going, oh yeah, don't forget to order your sterile masks.
Fucking mask. Oh, the fucking mask.
Actually, I've got something to tell you. Talk to people for 1 minute and I'm coming back, I promise. I promise.
All right.
I'm not just going to fuck off. I'm just going to turn my camera off, but only so that you can't see me disappear. All right, I'm still listening, I promise. I promise. I'm still listening. I can hear you.
There you go. So Ade's just got off to do some. It's Raconteurs news on Monday night. It's the 6th of July 2020, and we are celebrating the death of my leg, which went 2 years ago today. I'm just wondering, with the problems we've been having with Owen and what we're going to be doing tomorrow night. So I can't promise you anything for tomorrow night, but I might. But I certainly will do something a little bit later on in the week, because I've been working on some stuff regarding the NHS myself. So I just want to put a presentation together. So we'll see. Ade's got no kegs on. Yeah, that's probably right. Anyway, hello to what, mate?
I have got kegs on.
He ain't got kegs on. He's got no kegs on.
Got kegs on.
He's not got kegs on. Dalai Lapa, you're right. He's not got any kegs on. Rumple Foreskin, ED209. Don't know what that means. Murphy, Dalai Lapa. Hello to everybody who's joining in the chat. I hope you're having enjoying the show. It's just myself and Ade Hardy free speech. Unfortunately, we've not been able to connect with Owen. He's got a different connection system, and it's going to take a little bit of tweaking, I think, before we get anywhere decent. Oh, there he goes.
Yeah, but watch this. Hang on a minute.
Shut your mouth.
It steams me fucking glasses up. This
is that what you wear on your?
It's an old mat. Hang on a minute. Let me just get rid of this.
Is that stop like flies and that going into your gob?
Yeah. Basically, that's what they're for. That when you're riding a bike and but you know how I said about breathing your own what do you call it? Carbon dioxide. I'm just trying to find the look. There's quite big holes in this. You can see my fingers through it.
Hang on, let me.
You know, so
yeah.
It looks like you're doing that, but you're not. And the other thing is, if it's actually really open underneath. So, but yeah, but if I have to wear a mask or anything, that's the one I'm going to wear. You know, like if I've got to walk through I don't know, an airport or something, and they say you've got to wear a mask, that's what I'm wearing. They're not fucking. I ain't wearing no fucking medical mask. I'd rather wear that's got my own spit and whatever in it than some sweaty bloke in India's feet been all over a mask and they're putting in a sterile box. I know which I'd rather bloody wear.
Well, Rumpled Foreskin said Ade acquiesced. Now, I think he thinks that you've bought that because of the mask thing. No, you've bought that for your motorcycle, innit?
No. This is when I was on my Harleys, this.
Yeah, when you're on your bikes, yeah. So it's not
anymore, so yeah, but I found that in the loft. Yeah.
Excellent. There you go. Finding good things in the loft. Well, we've nearly done 2 hours, mate, and a big thanks for coming on. I know everybody that's listened has enjoyed it and has enjoyed having your bike.
I've just met Dalai Lapa's, but I can't see any difference.
It's been good to have you back on. It's been good to have a chat, and just so that everybody knows that there's no animosity between us. We're still as good mates. In fact, I think you're probably the best mate that that I've got. That still talks to me.
Yeah, but we've both got family that just discount us now, haven't we? You know, I mean, my
No.
sister, I'm mentally ill.
It's just nuts. It's just nuts, mate. Anyway, listen, everybody, we're going to go now. And thank you very much for listening. Thanks for listening on Facebook. Thanks for listening on YouTube. Back tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Maybe. I'll see. Just look out for it. I'm sure you'll get a notification if you've pressed the star. And if you've given us a thumbs up, that's brilliant. And if you're not subscribed to us yet, then press that subscribe button and hit the notifications, and you'll know when we're on, whenever you want. And I just wanted to listen. We've got one of the best audiences in the world. And I would, you know, I got donated a mobility scooter this week, and I've been on Facebook today, and fucking the Vinny Eastwoods, they've all raised enough money for him to buy a car, $4,000. So he's just trying to outdo me all the time. Anyway, never mind. Thank you very much to you. What
does Vinny Eastwood need a car for?
I don't know. It's a 7-seater. He's only got one kid.
Oh. All right, he needs the other 5 seats. Well, 4 seats, because his missus is littler than him. He needs the other 4 seats for his bad jokes. That's what it is.
Yeah, and his ego.
And yeah, Vinny, we love you.
Of course we do. We love you, Vinny. All right, thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow if you're very lucky, and if we're not. And if we're lucky, we find somebody to come on, and hopefully we'll get the issue sorted with Owen. So from Raconteurs News, myself and Ade Hardy, Free Speech, we love you. We'll see you soon.
Ta-ra.